A heavy battle line has been drawn between Nigerian terrorist government and Biafra citizens. This news update discusses issues concerning Biafra struggle and opposition from the Nigerian terrorist government. Many critics emphasizes that Biafra considers itself a nation, no longer agitating but preparing to defend its sovereignty. Commitment to achieving independence at any cost is reiterated. A summary of the 1967 to 1970 Biafra-Nigeria Civil War is presented, highlighting the suffering, loss of lives, and resilience of the Biafran people. Some critics argue that Biafrans did not surrender during the Civil War, despite historical accounts suggesting otherwise. Biafrans worldwide are encouraged to support the cause, citing intellectual and scientific advancements as tools for achieving independence. There is also reports from our reliable source that the Lagos state government's demolition of a free school for orphans and underprivileged children run by Apostle Chibuzor of the Omega Power Ministry. There is claim that the Lagos government's actions target properties owned by Igbos and are part of a broader political and ethnic agenda to suppress Igbo economic dominance. The Lagos state government offers 120 million naira as compensation for the demolished property, which Omega Power Ministry claims is worth 900 million naira. However, many critics have advised Igbo entrepreneurs and investors to return to their homeland in Biafra territory and invest. They advise Igbos reconsider investing in Nigeria and focus on developing their homeland, given perceived hostility and marginalization. You know, there's something about telling stories that connect us to our roots, our struggles, and our dreams. Today, I want to share a story, one that is unfolding even as we speak. It's a story of determination, resilience, and conflict. A tale of the heavy battle line drawn between the Nigerian government, often criticized as oppressive, and the citizens of Biafra, who dream of sovereignty. It's a story that goes deep into history, but feels just as urgent in the present. If you've been following the situation in Nigeria, you'll know there's tension in the air. This isn't just about political disagreements or economic concerns. It's about identity, survival, and a longing for freedom. The citizens of Biafra are no longer agitating in whispers or hesitant movements. No, this time they are making it clear. They are preparing to defend what they believe to be their sovereign land, their nation. And their commitment is unwavering. But to truly understand the depth of this struggle, we need to take a step back and look at history. Back in 1967, something monumental happened in Nigeria. After years of violence and targeted attacks against the Igbo people in the northern parts of the country, the southeastern region declared its independence. They called their new nation Biafra. For the people of Biafra, this was more than just a political move. It was a matter of survival. The persecution they faced had left scars, and this declaration was a way of saying, "We will not let this continue." But of course, the Nigerian government wasn't ready to let Biafra go. What followed was a war, one of the most devastating conflicts in African history. The Biafran War, which lasted from 1967 to 1970, tore families apart, claimed millions of lives, and left deep wounds that have yet to fully heal. Fast forward to today, and you'll find that this spirit is alive and well. There's a growing movement among Biafrans, both at home and abroad, to achieve independence once and for all. This isn't just talk. It's a well-organized effort that involves intellectuals, scientists, and ordinary citizens. There's a belief that with their collective expertise, they can create a nation that thrives on innovation and self-reliance. But as inspiring as this vision is, it's not without its challenges. One of the major hurdles in this struggle is the Nigerian government's stance. Critics often describe the government as oppressive, using its power to silence dissent and maintain control over the southeastern region. Recently, tensions escalated even further with a controversial incident in Lagos State. Let me paint the picture for you. Apostle Chibuzor Chinyere, a man known for his philanthropy and the leader of Omega Power Ministries, had established a free school in Lagos. This wasn't just any school, it was a sanctuary for orphans and underprivileged children. Apostle Chibuzo Chinyere, who hails from Imo State in the southeastern region, has always been a beacon of hope for those in need. His free school provided not just education, but also uniforms, textbooks, and even food, all at no cost to the students or their families. But then, out of nowhere, the Lagos state government demolished the school. Yes, you heard that right. They tore it down, leaving the children and their families in tears. The reason? The government claimed the land was needed for a development project. They offered compensation of 120 million naira, but Apostle Chibuzo Chinyere argued that the property was worth 900 million naira. And honestly, if you saw the scale of the school and the impact it had, you'd understand why this compensation felt like an insult. What made this incident even more troubling was the sense of injustice that surrounded it. Many people, especially from the Igbo community, saw this as part of a broader pattern. They believed the Lagos state government, and by extension the Nigerian government, has been targeting Igbo properties as part of an ethnic and political agenda. This isn't just speculation. There's a growing body of evidence and testimonies to support these claims. And for the Igbo people, this is a painful reminder of the marginalization they've faced for decades. You can imagine the outcry this demolition caused. Apostle Chibuzo Chinyere, speaking with tears in his eyes, called it an act of wickedness. He pointed out that even in other parts of Nigeria, where his ministry operates similar schools, such actions have never been taken. So why Lagos? Why now? These are questions that hang in the air, unanswered. This incident has sparked a larger conversation about where Igbo people should invest their resources. Many are now saying it's time to focus on developing the southeastern region, the heart of Biafra. They argue that if the Igbo community continues to pour their wealth into other parts of Nigeria, they'll only face more hostility and marginalization. Instead, they should channel their energy into building a homeland that's self-sufficient and thriving. But this isn't just about money or property. It's about identity. It's about a people saying, "We matter, our lives matter, our dreams matter." And as these conversations unfold, there's a growing sense that the Biafran struggle isn't just a political movement. It's a deeply personal journey for millions of people. And yet, amidst all this, there's hope. There's a belief that the Biafran dream can become a reality, not through violence, but through unity and determination. Leaders like Simon Ekpa, who many see as a key figure in the movement, have been vocal about the need to stay focused. They remind Biafrans that their strength lies not just in their numbers, but in their ability to strategize and innovate. So where does this leave us? Well, it leaves us with a choice. Do we stand by and watch as history repeats itself? Or do we take action? For the Biafran people, the answer is clear. They're ready to fight, not with guns and bombs, but with their minds, their hearts, and their collective will. They're ready to build a nation that reflects their values and aspirations, a nation that honors the sacrifices of those who came before them. And as we watch this story unfold, let's remember that it's not just about Nigeria or Biafra. It's about the universal human desire for freedom, dignity, and self-determination. It's a reminder that no matter how difficult the journey, the pursuit of justice and equality is always worth it. So, my friend, as we reflect on this story, let's keep our hearts open and our minds sharp. Let's listen, learn, and most importantly, act in ways that promote understanding and unity. Because at the end of the day, we're all part of the same human family, striving for a better world for ourselves and future generations. The resilience of the Biafran people is not just a relic of the past. It's something you can see in their everyday lives, their ambitions, and even their smallest actions. I once came across a story of a young man from Enugu State. Let's call him Chijoke. Chijoke was an entrepreneur running a small tech hub in his community. His dream was to empower young people with digital skills, that could compete on a global scale. When I asked him why he stayed in Enugu instead of moving to Lagos or Abuja, where opportunities seemed more plentiful, his answer struck a chord. Chijioke said, "If we all leave, who will build our home? Lagos and Abuja are thriving because people invested in them. It's time we do the same for Biafra." That single sentence encapsulated the sentiment of so many Biafrans. It's not about rejecting Nigeria entirely. It's about reclaiming a sense of pride and purpose in their homeland. But building a nation is no small feat, especially when the odds are stacked against you. The Nigerian government's stance on the Biafran movement remains firm. Any hint of secession is met with swift and often brutal crackdowns. The indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, one of the most prominent groups advocating for independence, has faced immense challenges. Its leader, Nnamdi Kanu, has been imprisoned and subjected to harsh treatment, sparking outrage among his supporters and human rights activists alike. Yet even in the face of such adversity, the movement persists. You see, for Biafrans, this isn't just about politics. It's about survival. It's about ensuring that future generations don't have to live in fear or face the kind of systemic discrimination that has plagued the Igbo people for decades.
Because we are in a nation now. We are no more agitated.
100%, bro.
We are no more regretting.
Push up.
This is what you can do now for put hand on the decks to make this nation a beautiful one, a glorious one for our future unknown generation.
We have come to do what the class of 67 to 70 couldn't do very gallantly, of course. We have come to commence a war that will last forever and ever until Biafra comes. That is one thing you must understand. Once we commence, we never ever stop. If we have to fight a war for 1,000 years, so be it. Once we start, we will never ever stop until Biafra comes. All our enemies will hunt them down. We are all over the world. Do you understand that? In over 80 countries of the world and counting. 88 at the last count. There is nowhere you cannot find Biafrans. If we deploy our intellect, our scientific know-how, if we deploy everything that we know to the pursuit of this very glory from heaven, we'll get it. Anything standing in our way, I feel sorry for it. If you think our fathers built Ogbunigwe in those days, you're dreaming. We have better, more sophisticated ones now. Once we start, I feel sorry for the zoo. Anywhere they like, they can run to. If they like, let them go and run into a pipe, or your pipe in Namibia. God in heaven knows who will find them, will kill you. We want you to understand that. We have come to get our country. That is what we're interested in. If you have common sense, which I know some of you don't have, you will leave us alone. If you know how angry we are, if you know how upset we are, I swear to heaven, you will run away and I'm telling you the truth. Because the world will not have seen anything like us before. We are not asking for anybody's country. We are not asking for anything that doesn't belong to us. All we are saying to our Wasafun and Yoruba and those that support them, leave us alone for goodness sake. We'll be free before the God came. Just leave us alone. Leave us alone, please. If you want oil, take oil and get away. We want to be free, to be developed as sensible human beings. I am tired of living like a monkey and a baboon.
The Biafra war was very brutal and devastating that it almost tore Nigeria apart. In 1967, after years of violence against the Igbo people in northern Nigeria, southeastern region declared independence and formed a region called Biafra. The Igbo people were so determined to protect themselves from further attack and persecution, but the Nigerian government was not ready to let them go. That led to the war breaking out, and what followed was a fierce and bloody war. It led to the loss of so many lives. The Nigerian army got support from other foreign nations and they launched a full attack on the Biafra. But Biafra didn't give up. They didn't surrender. They were very resilient. They fought back even though they were outnumbered. There was also famine in the land. Nigerian government blocked any food or any resources from coming into the southeastern region. So there was blockade. There was famine in the land, and that led to even the death of more people. After years of unending war, and loss of millions of lives. In 1970, the Biafra finally surrendered and the war ended. The scar that this Biafra war left on the southeastern people still remain in them today. Biafra is a very sensitive topic that you have to be very careful when you're talking about.
Don't cry, that is don't cry. That is here. That is here. I'm a parent. I see only now to pay for the children are crying. Now they are deprived of their
Tensions escalated as heated exchanges erupt between church members and representatives from the Lagos Metropolitan Area Transport Authority, LAMATA, who were tasked with carrying out the eviction.
I want to see a letter of the meeting. Yeah, the mission station. You are just trying to promote yourself. No problem. No, we were just. Our attention was called to this by who we felt that I called them. He called us. Yes. Maybe you can talk to us about what's happening. I don't have the demolition a free school. A free school for children. Children free school. We give the children free uniform. This is the only place I have witnessed the demolition free school. We have OPM free school in every state in Nigeria. There is nowhere they have demolition free school before. Even other states they assist the school. But here they want to demolish school for children. Where are the children? Please come. Please look at the children. Look at the children. Look at the children. It's wickedness. Look at this. It's wickedness. They want to demolish. They want to demolish where the children are stranded. Look at the children are stranded. The children are come to school. They are stranded. This is the only place. I have hope there's OPM even in the north. They didn't demolish the school. There's OPM in Kanu, in Nasarawa, in Makodi. They've not demolished. This is the only place. I know that the governor, His Excellency, is a God-fearing man. He will not authorize this. He will not allow this. His Excellency, you are a God-fearing man. You will not allow them to demolish a free school for children. This is pure wickedness.
The church officials expressed dissatisfaction with the compensation offered, alleging that LAMATA had been negotiating with fake representatives of the church.
The official lawyer of the church is Barrister Dokobo. She has an appointment letter. She's the official barrister of Omega Power Ministries. Her name is Barrister Dokobo of Roslyn Chambers in Port Harcourt. She has been the church lawyer for more than
demolition continues unabated. The consultant oversees the enforcement declined to speak to the camera, but provided documents, including a restitution letter acknowledged by the church with serving land ownership documents. These were allegedly part of an agreement reached with the church's lawyer regarding the compensation. The same person that is for their education on their behalf. The person that gave them that does not represent the church. They worship the script. I don't even know how she got them. That's the point. But the person is not a church lawyer. And she has no authority to transact on behalf of the church. In response to the situation at Omega Power Ministries, LAMATA maintains that the demolition is necessary for the development of a quality bus corridor. Kola Wajalabi, the head of corporate communications for LAMATA, insists that the compensation reflects the depreciated value of the buildings on the land. Not belong to government anyway. So since government has revoked the land, we are paying for the property on the land. We have not had any issues like this since we started all our transport projects. So I believe the amount that we offer, 1.3 million naira, is just and enough for the property we are acquiring for our transport projects. As demolition proceeds, the situation remains tense. The church has vowed to seek legal redress, paying for intervention from the state government regarding the matter.
Enough for all this nonsense. If you don't want Igbo to stay in Lagos, come out public and tell them, let everybody go. Look at the property that worth 900 million naira, OPM church and the free school he built in Yoruba land. When I don't take them now, demolish many houses and investment that place, and all the places where they go, they demolish. 90% of 80% of people that do investment that place are Igbos. You people are using political power and collecting all the property. They use money to go to Lagos. The other man that have Lagos landmark, when I don't almost worth $30 million US. When I don't demolish them, take a no even compensation. All the real estate when they demolish, 90% of people that have property that place are Igbos. And you people are doing meeting against the Igbos, that Igbos have bought all the places in Lagos. Look at what you did to OPM. Look at what you did to him. Governor Sonwolu and Tinubu. If you people don't want Igbo to stay in Lagos again, you people should give them the money for their property, let them return back. You people should stop this nonsense people are doing in Lagos. Tribalism everywhere. If you arrest me, come and arrest me. Governor Sonwolu, stop this thing you are doing in Lagos. Stop it. If you don't want Igbos again, tell them, give them money for their property, let them return back. Enough for all this nonsense. A property that worth 900 million naira and we are giving him 120 million naira. Why you want to give him money? Because OPM is popular. There are a lot of Igbos that have property that worth millions of naira. Nobody knows those people, and you people don't compensate them. They are crying. Some of them die BP. There are some of Igbos that die on BP because you people demolish their houses and their shops. Some of them collapse, die. Stop killing Igbos in Lagos, Governor Sonwolu and Tinubu.
I was at a meeting a few days back last week, and they said, the Igbos must find a way of separating them. I sat there in the midst of them, and the man said, you are not even saying anything. I said, what is the offense? He said, they are bought everywhere in Lagos. They are buying and buying. And I said, when they came with gun and shot your people, or your people collected money for the purchase. Baba looked at me and said, why are you like this? As I'm like that, did your people sell to them? Or they brought gun and said, your land or your life? Why don't you land their industry? Who asked you to sell your land? That was the end of the meeting. If you are going to invite me into a meeting where we are going to move the nation forward, don't pitch one tribe or ethnic clash against the other. It's not going to work for those of us who believe that the best of the north and the best of the south must come together to steer the shape of our nation. Do you understand me? Okay.
The other time, a Yoruba pastor, a popular pastor in Yoruba land, go to his village and they called him meeting. They are doing meeting against the Igbos. That Igbos has bought many places in Lagos. They are envy. They are trying how they will collect those property that Igbo bought in Lagos. And that Yoruba pastor told them, no, he will not support this evil. He left them from that meeting. He go. And look at what people are doing. Using political way. Collecting their property.
This is the end of our news update. Please click the icon on the top right corner of your screen to watch my next video. You will enjoy it. I will see you again in my next update. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye for now.